So I grew up in a household, like I said, my dad was a songwriter and a worship leader at our church. I've grown up in the same church all my life. And with that, I accepted Christ at a really young age. I was at VBS, Vacation Bible School, but none of it really clicked for me, for years. In the summer going into my freshman year of high school, I had a moment and an encounter with the Lord that was unlike anything I ever experienced. And there was freedom in that and no fear in that. It was an amazing thing. In the summer leading into my freshman year, everything kind of shifted and everything changed because I actually finally gave my life to Christ for him to lead and to move me in whatever way that he wanted. So one day we were sitting out, my family's got some land on a river, and we were sitting out around the bonfire. And at this time I knew I could sing and my family knew I could sing, but I had never done that in front of anybody. I was always too anxious and too afraid to really lift my voice around people. So we're sitting around this campfire, and one of my buddies is there with his guitar. Actually, one of the friends of mine that helped produce one of these songs, my most recent song. We're sitting around the campfire, and we start singing worship songs. And it's all dark, I feel like nobody's really can see me or is watching me, and I start to slowly get louder and louder throughout the night until at the end of the night, I was singing at the top of my lungs in front of everybody, and it was the first time I had ever done that. And I haven't really talked a whole lot about my mom yet. My mom was a high school, college jock. Like, she was high school, college basketball Hall of Fame, track star, like all of that kind of thing, right? So I get home later that night, and basketball was my thing all the way up until then. Like, I loved basketball. I wasn't very good, but I loved basketball. So I waited until my mom went to bed, and I walked up to my dad, and I said, "Hey, Dad, I don't want to play basketball anymore. Like, I don't even know how to play an instrument right now, but I feel like the Lord's calling me into music." And that was like the start of this big journey. And I know now my mom would have supported me no matter what, that's just the kind of woman she is. But there was something in me that broke that night around the campfire, whether that's a fear or an anxiety. And that all came from the moment when I finally decided, like, Christ, I'm ready for you to lead and rule over my life. So really, if I could leave the listeners or the watchers with one thing, it's this. When you give your life to Christ, things will radically change. And I'm not saying that you're going to be a star musician, because I may never be. I'm not saying that you're going to make, the biggest impact or become a pastor at a church or whatever it may be, but the Lord has a good plan for you. And when you can follow that plan and follow his voice when he calls you to move or to go somewhere, there's nothing like it. And it's going to be a blessing all the way through.
Wow, man, I am so glad you shared that. That is awesome. Great for anybody to hear. And if you're watching this now, I hope you take that to heart, because that is some good truth.